afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just have a question. What was it like working with Vin Diesel in the Riddick series?
Oh, Vin's a great guy. And if you ever have the opportunity to meet him or work with him, you're very, very fortunate indeed. He's one of these guys who is very collaborative. He has a wonderful kind of street sense about character. And he was very generous with his time and energy, and very generous with offering advice to anyone who, who was open to it. If he liked you, then he would, he would share stuff with you about how to improve your career or how to improve your work, or he would talk to you about your character. He wasn't just someone who was interested in his character, making himself look better, often at the expense of others. He wanted you to shine, and that's a rarity, because I've worked with some big stars who want the exact opposite and will actually, go to extraordinary lengths to sabotage your work. But he was completely the opposite, and I would really love the opportunity to work with him again. He's a really great guy.
I have another quick request.
Sure.
Could you say, I am the law?
I am the law.
Yes. Sorry.
I have to high five. All right.
You can pull it down. It does move.
All right. It's great to meet you, by the way.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
All right. I was curious. What did you think about the 2013 Dredd reboot on being such a surprise hit?
Well, thank you very much. Well, I really appreciate your opinion on that. It wasn't as much of a surprise hit as we'd hoped. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite marketed the way that it was for the theatrical release, and consequently there was just a fundamental lack of awareness about it. But the marvelous thing is that it was kind of really discovered on DVD by a lot of people. It sold something like 750,000 units within the first week, which is huge numbers. And a lot more people, I think, have then come to discover it on video on demand and other streams. So, there's a reluctance from the producers that hold the rights to Dredd to make another one because, theatrically it didn't do what it really should have, and a few of the, the international territories got burned. That being said, I think that the popularity that is achieved on DVD and all the other mediums warrants a sequel. I mean, they make sequels to some great movies. And I know that there are a couple of organizations that are vying to get the rights to it and that want to make it. So I'm pretty confident that at some point in the future, one of them is going to be successful in getting the rights. And from that point there, it's just a matter of time putting it together. If in my wish list, I would love for Alex Garland to direct it and write it. I don't know if that's even possible, but his vision of Dredd was so solid and unifying and precise that he would be a great asset to any sequel that we've had. But if not, if it doesn't happen, then I'm just grateful to have been a part of it. As a standalone film, I think that it sort of holds its own, and it will for time, because not only is it, I think, holds up on a character level, but then also kind of visually, what they did with that film was extraordinary. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
So I first saw you in Xena when I was watching it, and I realized that I believe you play 4 different characters for the entire run of the show, 2 of which are recurring. So how did that happen that you just kind of kept coming back as different characters?
I remember 3. Did I
Yeah, so Caesar and Cupid.
Right.
And Core.
Oh, right, yeah. But he was in the spin-off Amazon. Oh, but right, okay, I'm with you now. We shot this before stuff was actually shot for a pilot called Amazon High, which never happened, but then it got incorporated, so they incorporated the footage into an episode of Xena. So you're right. Sorry, what was the question?
It happened and you just kind of kept getting hired back in different roles within the same series.
Yes. Yes, basically, I auditioned for years, or a year or so to get on it, and I finally landed the role of Mayel, I think it was. And then they, if my memory serves me right, on the back of that they offered me Cupid. And so I went to the gym. I went to a lot of things, and I guess that sort of the experience, the collaboration between Pacific Renaissance and myself worked really well on that. And Rob Tapper came up to me and goes, "Hey Karl," he's the big producer on it, came up and said, "Hey Karl, I'm going to be directing this episode coming up of Xena, and I'd love you to be a part of it. The character's called Caesar." And so he asked me if I wouldn't mind auditioning for it. Absolutely. So I did, and I was walking around in my Cupid outfit one day looking for a bathroom, which was an issue because they didn't actually build a fly into my costume. And I had these wings glued onto my back, so you had to find the right kind of bathroom that you could fit through the door. There's problems. And I bumped into him, and he told me that he goes, "Yeah, Karl, great, you got the part." So I was like, "Awesome." And so that's how it kind of happened. And I also think I remember, I knew that when I played Cupid that it was going to be tough because of the fact that I've got these things glued to my back, and there's certain restrictions, things that you couldn't do if you kind of know what I mean. Never mind. And so I made a decision just to be positive and not complain about it, because what's the point? And I just learned a very important lesson in life about the power of positivity. That I imagine my positivity and negativity like drops that go into a still pond. You drop in the center and then it ripples out and has an effect. And that's where I learned that the power of positivity, and it gets you a lot further than grumble and complain. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey, all right.
You were talking about Leonard Nimoy earlier, and obviously Zachary had the opportunity to talk to him before playing Spock, and obviously you did not have the opportunity to talk with the great DeForest Kelley. But if you had that opportunity to sit down with him and ask him about, what would you have wanted to learn from him about Dr. McCoy?